a 20, 25-year-old or maybe a college student, what would you suggest them to have skill set to pursue the marketing world or
Hmm.
personal branding world? What should they start learning now today so that their future is good?
Oh, I would actually, first of all, I would ask them to do prompt engineering, like be a prompt engineer. So this is something that I was also not aware about. One of my friend runs this performance marketing agency and he works in Gujarat. And I was having a word with him and then he told me that one of his client paid 500 USD just for 5 prompts. So like one prompt from for 100 USD. And in that exchange, what's happening for just 500 USD, you're getting your business made. But for 500 USD, that person got 500 USD. Okay. So prompt engineering is something that is not heavily picked right now. That what I have seen. I've not seen people talking about prompt engineering. Prompt engineering is something that you know what to give. You know the exact prompt you have to give to the AI. And what we suffer from AI, like this is the miserabilities that I like talking about, that AI is only going to be helpful when you're giving it right prompt. Like it needs to be a constructive format. It needs to be that, hey, I am this, and hey, I want you to mimic my role. I am going to be this. This is my input. Input me. You have to put like what kind of output you're expecting. And then for the output, you're going to put that this is the exact result I want. And AI is going to give you exact that, because when you are giving it right prompt, it's going to help you. So I think a lot of people suffer from the side effects of the AI is because they don't know how to give the prompt. So prompt engineering would be something that, and there are a lot of things, a lot of people that talk about prompt engineering. So I would say go to Google and search about it, and then you can probably learn. If you want to take up a course, I'm usually against the costing factors, but if you want to learn, I would say learn from the people who are actually doing it. So prompt engineering would be one. Other would be a soft skill that I would ask people to have, and that is perseverance. Because a lot of times it happens that you are creating something, but it's not giving you some kind of profit, you know. Because for you, profit is measurable. For you, profit is like, oh, I need to see numbers. I need to see people following me. I need to see the likes. But no, actually, no, that's not the profit. Profit is the kind of value you're creating. So I used to be like that too. I used to create that content which is picked up by the algorithm. Like way back, I think 4 to 5 months back, I used to write all of those things which are picked by the AI. But now, when the moment I understood that no, I'm going to write what I want to, because here I'm not here to please the people. I'm here to write so that it's adding value to somebody's life. So I've started talking about behavioral marketing. I've started generating more thought-provoking posts because that gives me happiness. It's not about how much like or followers I'm going to get, but if somebody is like-minded, they're instantly going to be like, oh, this is something different. Oh, this is not what every other LinkedIn creator is doing. This is what I really like to see on LinkedIn. So you hit a follow like that. So when you have perseverance, you don't actually think about the negative parts of it, and you focus that that I'm goal driven. I want to do this. I want to do that. So perseverance would be the second skill I would say. Third, oh, very important, somewhat related to prompt engineering, copywriting. You need to know copywriting. You need to know content writing, because how I am writing on LinkedIn, sorry, if I have to write an editorial for Vogue or any other business houses, or for that matter, for newspaper like Times of India or Hindustan Times, no, they are not going to like the way I'm writing on LinkedIn. They're not going to be like, oh, small caps are there, grammatical errors are there, just to fix that. Oh, no, I'm not an AI, I'm a human being. So, copywriting, content writing, the writing skills basically. So, learn the writing skills, practice your writing. Always know how to differentiate when you're writing a blog for your personal self, like an article or anything, and know the difference when you're writing for a client would not want you to write like a 5 year old or explain to me like a 5 year old. If I'm writing heavy content, I would want to have some kind of gravity towards that thought. So copywriting, content writing, any writing skills would be something that's going to take you far, and it's actually going to help you as well, because when you can differentiate between the writing parts, the writing styles, you are anyway winning. So these three skills, like perseverance, soft skills, because that's really important, then the copywriting, and then your prompt engineering. These three things I think are really going to help you and going to take you a long way if you are building a personal branding. These three things, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's quite a gold of an advice, because why I would say that. in any world that even I have seen, prompt engineering is a must have skill set in
Yeah.
today's time, because prompt engineering why prompt engineering? First of all, because every business is running towards GenAI and artificial intelligence. To talk to those GenAI and artificial intelligence application, the only way is to prompt them. And
Yeah.
how do you prompt? How accurately you prompt, how thoughtfully you prompt, is that becomes very important. And prompt engineering, that's why it becomes a very vital skill set in today's world.
Yeah.
And then I think just touching upon the prompt engineering part, for those of the audience like who is not aware about what
Yeah.
prompt is, what prompt engineering is. Prompt is basically, if there is an application like say ChatGPT, there you go, you define a role first, that okay, you are a marketing specialist, that is
Hmm.
a role.
Yeah.
Then you give the context that okay, I'm trying to build a campaign for food delivery application,
Yeah.
and here are my top three features. I want to create so and so banners and campaigns, and then give it an action. Can you give me banner which has this title, this description, these images? That is an action.
Okay. Yeah.
So role, context, and action. These are the top three important things in any prompt. You use ChatGPT, you use Perplexity, all these tools. You go with these three basic things, and that's how the prompt engineering is done. And this is just a start. Once I think you deep dive into prompt engineering, it becomes very exciting and interesting how contents are being generated,
Yeah.
and it saves you three important things, by the way: your time, your
Yeah.
effort, and it makes you money
Money. Yeah.
ultimately. With money, I think let me just give you an example. One of my friend recently got placed in OpenAI, and can
Okay.
you guess the package? Prompt
Uh,
engineers.
US based? Is it US based?
No, no, the American company.
Um, okay, I'm guessing at least 24
Four
LPA.
hundred thousand dollar. $1,000. So that's why, like, I was not surprised with 500 US dollar for five prompts,
Wow.
uh, because I think that's the freelancing work. Of course, that even that is quite expensive, and it's a really
Yeah.
good number. But people are crazily investing in prompt engineering and
Yeah, and
AI world.
it's not picked, right? So that's why it's expensive. The moment it's picked, it's just going to have the cheaper part of it as well. So yeah, you need to claim it before it's just like gone to the bad hands. Yeah, that's true. And even what I usually do when like this is my advice, if people want to differentiate themselves from other creators and it's like hey, I don't know how to sound different, you don't have to sound different, you have to sound yourself. How I do it usually, I of course give the entire prompt, and I love this option in chat gpt. It's like chat gpt is like one of my favorite. You have the audio option. Okay, I literally just hit the audio. I dump whatever is in my head, that, oh, I'm thinking this, I'm thinking that, I am this. Now I want you to take on a role, mimic myself, and think this. So it's not going to give me what it thinks, it's going to give me what I think. It's just going to amplify it, because sometimes your thought is ready, but you need somebody to tell you that in which direction to go. So I use ChatGPT like a counselor for me. I just put whatever thoughts I have in my brain, and that's how I am going to sound different from other people, because every individual is going to be different at the end of the day, right? So it's only going to be different when you are sounding yourself. You don't have to do, oh, I have picked this profile from ChatGPT, make me sound like this because they have like 50,000 followers. No, 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 don't do that. Instead, do that, I want to achieve 50,000 followers, and this is my style, this is what I want to become, and this is how I'm thinking to become. Now tell me the kind of content I can create. This is it, this is perfect. Now this is you. AI is still going to help you, you are still going to be different because you are sounding yourself, but yet you are aiming for 50K, so you're manifesting that for yourself too. So I think this is a way, and I would recommend people to go with audio, because the moment you put audio, ChatGPT gives you the written version of it. Hit send, and before hitting send, copy paste the entire thing and put it on other platforms too. So all the platforms are going to give you content, so you have 50 plus content with you. Now create whatever you want to create. So that's how people need to use AI, I feel, not just copy pasting. So prompting is very important in that way.
Yeah, yeah, totally agreed. Yeah, I think with this particular conversation about prompt engineering, हमारे देश के सारे बच्चे अभी prompt engineering ही बनना चाहेंगे, ऐसा लग रहा है
I
मेरे
think they all
को.
should. बहुत पैसा है उसमें बहुत. You should sell
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I think not just US market, मतलब मैं सबको बताना चाहूँगा, even in India, हमारे देश में भी there are lot of opportunities in Bangalore, Delhi, Mumbai for prompt engineering, for AI related world,
Yeah,
जहाँ पे आप apply कर सकते हो and can get a really good package even in the beginning of your career. If you just spend
yeah,
6 months
of
and
course. My friend is working in finance equity, and I thought that's just related to the tech side. But he's like, no, Yugina, what you are doing, we are just like a step before that. So you are creating campaigns. We do our research, we run numbers, and we expect the output that what marketing campaigns would work. So he's working in equity. Equity. How could you think that equity could be related to marketing? But it is. Everything is related. So if you are in tech is the best way to go for anything. Like there's this new profession which is also coming up. It is fashion tech. So if you want to make a lot of money and you love fashion, I would say go for fashion tech. It's amazing work. So there you use numbers to predict the trends. There, how Pantone is a big company of like colors, right? Wall and all of that
yeah.
colors. How do they predict the what's going to be the color, like butter yellow, sage green? All of these colors were come up with like them and Vogue, of course. How do they do that? They run the numbers. How do they run the numbers? Because they have people doing that. So fashion tech is something that you can go for. Equity, so numbers are always going to be helpful for you. And I used to hate maths. Used to me, I still hate maths. I don't understand maths. I don't understand how plus minus, I don't want to know. I use my calculator for it. But does it help? Yes, it's going to help you all the damn time, because numbers, maths, or finance is something, and finance is not entirely maths. Finance have accounts, okay? So you can literally get that there. So know your numbers, know what you want to do, and just go for it. Prompt engineering, fashion tech, equity, anything you go, and it has fashion, it has luxury in it, it has premium marketing in it. So yeah, a lot of options, but I think it's all about awareness. I think people are not aware about it. Probably that's why they are not, seizing the opportunity. I hope through this podcast, at least you're doing the right work. At least people are aware that, oh, acha, aisa bhi kuch hota hai. Yeah. And a lot of universities do that for you. So,
Yeah, पहले तो मेरे को fashion tech के बारे में नहीं पता था. It's interesting. It's insane that even fashion has tech angle, and that actually makes sense because every business has tech.
yeah.
Uh, like what happens behind the scene? Is it just a number game, as you said? They pick sage green color and those coloring mechanism.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's also
what
about
else
the
happens?
Okay, so it's also about the trends. There is this girl on Instagram, Data But Make It Fashion. Okay, I follow her. I love her content. She is a fashion tech girly. So what she does a research on Google, on AI. Of course, she must be using different kind of tools, maybe a better version of the tools. So you predict trends. You predict what's going to happen in the fashion world. You predict what's going to happen in the luxury world, based on the consumer behavior. So tank tops, you must have seen a lot of people go with like plain white tank tops and jeans, and that's a very bougie style, let's say clean style. But no, actually that's a recession point. So that's where the number comes in. So if people are wearing a lot of white tees, which means, and jeans and blue jeans, which means they are tilting towards spending less. They are tilting towards spending on the one item which is going to last them longer. So that is not a cool fashion. That is recession point. So you can literally predict recession, economy, just from the basis of something like you did your research in fashion. That's amazing fashion tech is. And she also pulls data on like Burberry. She also pulls like on a lot of platforms and a lot of fashion houses. And how you do that, you just go to the consumer insights. You will find consumer insights on Google. You have a lot of reports by McKinsey's, and I'm just not getting one name right now, but there are so many, the Bain company. So a lot of company like the marketplaces like these, they do a lot of research, reports writing. You pull those reports from there, you put them on your AI, and you get it. And if you want to do just for fashion, you put it for fashion. But even in the fashion, you get it. There's this word lipstick effect. So lipstick effect is like when brands are launching beauty and people are buying more luxury, but the beauty, not the bag. So for example, if I buy Chanel's lipstick today, but I'm not buying the bag, this is the lipstick effect, which means again, it's an economic recession because I want to have premium luxury in my hand, but I don't want to buy Chanel's bag. I still want to have Chanel in my bag, but I don't want to buy like what say like 4 lakh 5 lakh तो आता भी नहीं है वो, but like 10 lakh इतना नहीं मुझे waste करना. I just want, but I want Chanel, so I would rather buy what 4,000 lipstick. So this is a lipstick effect. How do you know it? By all of these things. So this is fashion tech for you. And you use the same knowledge for anything, and you predict economy, you predict trends, you predict what's going to happen. How do they know that what's going to come up on the fashion runways? Of course, the creative directors are there, but they also do some insights. How it's done. It's done through the technology. It's amazing, isn't it? I was also
Damn, this is crazy. This is crazy. I think I just discovered my next weekend schedule for research. I'm gonna explore fashion tech now.
yeah, you
Because
should.
if it is giving us a good insight of how economy is going to be run in next 10 years, we can predict some of the trends happening in future. Then I think it's a crazy world to deep dive in. Yeah, I think me, and I think I would urge and encourage my audience also to start looking into that.
Yeah,
So it seems very interesting field.
it's actually cool.
Yeah.